Well, hello and welcome back to JenTalks. And this week's topic is about creating mind apples. And I suppose when we think about that expression we heard as children, an apple a day keeps the doctor away. I suppose what I'm trying to do is introduce the concept of small bite sized exercises that are healthy for our physical, mental, and emotional well being. And I mentioned before about small little daily habits, consistency beats intensity 10 times over. So, what I'm trying to do is introduce the idea that, something as delicious as an apple, something that you could think about, that you could do for yourself every single day could become your mind apple. So, what is a mind apple? And mind apple is a treat or a reward for your mind that allows your mind to stop all of the multiple thoughts running around in your mind and gives your mind an opportunity to actually take a rest. And of course, what we have when it comes to mind apples are amazing exercises like breath work. So we know breath work is an amazing way to slow down the central nervous system. And once the central nervous system slows down, the multiple thoughts and the overthinking slows down with that. We also have another amazing exercises, which are mindfulness. Mindfulness is a wonderful tool for calming the nervous system and bringing the mind into the present moment. Now, why is it important for the mind to be in the present moment? Because when the mind is in the future, it's worrying and stressing about what might happen. When it's in the past, it's dreading or mourning over things that have already happened. And so it's the mind loves to reminisce and to feed off negativity. And when we get that stress, the mind gets very much addicted to that stress. But when we're in the present moment, the mind hasn't got the capacity to worry about the future or the past. It can only look at what's happening right in front of us. And because it's physically in the present, nothing bad can happen. The only escape is the present moment. Now, is that easy to do? Is it easy to just say, well, I won't worry about my ESB bill, or I won't worry about what happened yesterday, or my kids, or whatever else might be on your mind? Absolutely not. But you don't get up one morning and decide that you're going to run a 26-mile marathon either. So it's exactly the same for your mind. A mind apple is a way of training the mind for a marathon, so to speak, a mind marathon. In other words, we don't start out and try to meditate, for 1 hour solidly. We train the mind in small little bite-sized exercises, and that's what mind apples are, small little bite-sized exercises, and they build our mental fitness. So think of the mind having this muscle, and the more we can get that muscle to train, which is the mind teaching it how to relax, then the stronger that muscle becomes. And like our old expression, like an apple a day, when we do our mental fitness exercise or our mind apple exercises every single day, we build a level of fitness and we build a level of control where we're running the mind instead of the mind running us. So I'm going to invite you right now to just stop and think about your mind today, just from the time you woke up this morning till right now, and ask yourself this question. Who was running the show in my mind today? Was it me, or was it all of the voices that are telling you what you didn't do properly, what you should have done, what you could have done, what you ought to do, what you need to do? Was it that kind of rant, and was it that baseball bat beating you up over what it is you need to do? Most people are looking back at that lens and they're thinking to themselves, that it could be it's a pretty high score. If you're scoring out of 10 that the mind monkeys are running the show, you're scoring really high. The mind monkeys are running the show. All you need to do is say to yourself, okay, if you're currently at a 6 out of 10, what can you do to bring that down to a 5? Or if you're currently at a 5, what can you do to a 4? Or likewise, if it's 10, you want to bring it down to a 9. We don't need to focus on the absolute perfection as our end result. We only need to focus on improvement. So if we measure our improvement, say on a weekly basis, we say, okay, so this week I haven't been doing my mind exercise. I haven't been taking part in my mind apples. what could I do now over the next week? If I score myself to say, Jesus, the mind monkeys are running the show today, I'd give that an 8 out of 10. By next week, I want that to be a 7. What one thing can you do every single day to give the mind the opportunity to rest and build your mental fitness? We've mentioned our breath, and there's tons of videos here on my channel on breath work. So we've also mentioned mindfulness. Again, there's a couple of mindfulness exercises there, and everywhere we go, there's mindfulness exercises. And one of the things I really want to introduce when it comes to mindfulness is make it fun. My mantra for daily activities is keep them simple, keep them fun, and keep them going. So if you're doing something that you actually enjoy, you're much more likely to keep doing it on a regular, consistent basis. If you're doing something that you find to be hard work and a chore, it's going to be, you might keep it up for 2 to 3 weeks before it kind of drops off. So have a think about that from that point of view. What can you do that can be fun? So mindfulness can be really fun. I mean, one of my favorite exercises from a mindfulness activity is a mindfulness cup of tea or coffee, whatever it is you're drinking, it be a glass of water, and you're taking a drink from your vessel and you're dropping in using your 5 senses. So whether that's, your sight, how it looks, how it smells, what it sounds like, what it tastes like, and then what the touch, the temperature maybe of the cup or the vessel is like. And just doing that for the length of time it takes you to drink your cup of tea or coffee in the afternoon, or your water, whatever it might be. Or if it's later on and it's a different beverage, that's fine. That's something that's joyful. But in that moment, instead of kind of gulping it back and thinking about the next thing that needs to be done and where you need to go, have a little moment to yourself. Close the door, lock yourself in the bathroom if you need to, lock yourself in the wardrobe if you need to, and just allow yourself a moment to be doing nothing else but enjoying that cup of tea or coffee. And that goes the same for whether it's something that you're going to eat, if you're putting on even if you're just washing your hands. Think about if you washed your hands mindfully every single time you use the bathroom. Imagine you just allowed yourself the joy of dropping in using your 5 senses: the sight, the smell, the sound, the taste, the touch of all of that gorgeous exercise. You're actually genuinely feeling into the sensation of a hand wash, and then afterwards maybe apply some hand cream using the same technique. And granted, I take it, not everybody has the time to do that for every single time they use the bathroom. So how about we start with really simple little bite-sized goals of once in the day, when you wash your hands, you use that beautiful mindful activity. There's a mind apple there straight away. It's something you're already doing. I've mentioned it before. I'm a huge fan of habit stacking. Stack it on. If you're already doing it, stack on something else that you can associate with it and just add another additional benefit. And straight away, you've got your mind apple there. So you've got your mindfulness, you've got your breath work. We've got other gorgeous tools in the toolkit. Like I was just reminded this week of the power of tapping. So I'm trained in positive EFT, which is positive emotional freedom technique. So tapping to move emotions around the body and to free up emotions. I'll be honest with you, it's not a mind apple that I use on a daily basis. And I'm asking myself the question, well, why don't you when it's so powerful? But it is something that I do pull out of the toolbox when I need to. And I've revisited it this week and it's been unbelievably powerful. And again, there's a video on my channel teaching you how to use EFT and also the benefits of EFT. And of course, all the data is out there to show that it's really, really powerful. And of course, there's millions of other tools that we could look at from the point of view of mind apples. But this is the point I want to leave you with. And this is really important, and it's definitely underpins all of the work that I do. To remember that you are the expert of you. So what works for me or every other human on the planet mightn't necessarily work for you. A mind apple is something that helps you feel better, physically, mentally, or emotionally, or all of the above. So for some people, that can be gardening. For some people, that could be driving. For some people, that can be, crochet. It's something that is giving you long-term benefits as well as short-term benefits. So it's something that you enjoy doing, but it's also something that's going to give you long-term benefits. So, for example, if something that gave you short-term benefits was, I don't know, eating chicken rolls, it mightn't necessarily be the thing that gives you long-term benefits. So that's not necessarily a mind apple. A mind apple is something that's going to give you short-term joy and long-term benefits. And only you are the expert of you to know what your mind apple is going to be. And guess what? Exactly like the apple, you don't have to eat the exact same apple every day. So you can have a mind apple on a Monday that could be a pink lady, and on Tuesday it could be a green apple, on Wednesday it could be a banana. You can go mad altogether. But it's the idea that when you do something for your mind on a daily basis that feels good in the moment and has long-term benefits, you benefit from it overall. You benefit from a neurological way. You benefit from, increasing your white matter and slowing down the debilitation of the white matter in your mind. You slow down the aging process. You increase your immune system. I mean, the rewards are endless. So just remember that one thing once a day for your mind is so powerful, and all it takes is consistency. So if you even have a little prompt like an apple on your desk or in your car to remind you of, wow, have I added my mind apple to my day? So there's my little tuppence worth on mind apples. I am going to continue the series on various different mind apples, and I'm going to do some demonstration on them. I've got some gorgeous little tools and techniques. But remember what I said, keep it simple, keep it joyful or fun, and keep it going daily. What we do daily, we become. So it's consistency over intensity, hands down. So thanks again, everybody, for listening. I love the interaction that I get on here, and I hear from so many people the benefits that the talks that I do have on their lives, and that just makes my heart sing. So thank you so much, and I will see you all again back here at the same time and the same place on JenTalks on my channel. And I look forward to connecting